Show your heart some love this February. After all, it's the most important muscle in your body. Heart disease is Canada's leading cause of death. However, in many cases, heart disease is preventable with the right diet and supplements. So, don't miss a beat. Learn all about the top supplements you can take to support your heart from Canada's leading nutritional experts, naturally.
With cardiovascular disease being the leading cause of death in Canada and across North America, we know that we have a lot of work to do when it comes to educating people on how to lower their risk of cardiovascular disease by food and nutrition. It's a disease of lifestyle primarily.
It is not possible to get all the nutrients that you need from your food. Most foods that are sold in supermarkets or elsewhere generally do not have all the nutrients that you need for your daily requirements. So you do need to supplement.
Years ago when I interviewed Linus Pauling, the one thing he told me initially was that animals have always made vitamin C and humans don't. And it was his feeling that because of that fact, that we were having the epidemic of coronary artery and cardiovascular disease. The reason being that vitamin C is needed for the production of collagen, which is a necessary component that holds coronary cells and other cells together. In other words, it's the glue that holds cells together. And when you don't have enough vitamin C, you have inadequate collagen, and that's where a crack occurs between the coronary cells and a blood clot occurs.
So by providing adequate amounts of vitamin C, you're facilitating repair of the arteries, and so the plaque as well, much like a scab on the skin, is able to slough off. That way you're able to ensure minimal amount of plaque in the arteries, and it's great for the prevention of a heart attack or a stroke. In fact, a couple of studies concluded that vitamin C was the single most important nutrient for the prevention of stroke.
Medi-C, it's a high combination of vitamin C and lysine. I take 3 scoops a day, which means I take 2,000 milligrams each scoop and 1,300 milligrams of lysine. That dosage you can not only prevent, but you can reverse atherosclerotic lesions in coronary arteries. Mind you, you're not only doing this in the coronary arteries. If you dissect the human body, there are 60,000 miles of blood vessels if they line them up end to end. That's twice around the world. So that you're not only getting the benefit of coronary arteries, you're getting the benefit of the other 60,000 arteries in your body, which is important.
Anybody with risk factors for cardiovascular disease, anybody with high blood pressure is caused by narrowing and hardening of the arteries, which is the case with most people, say over 50 or 60, should use Cardioflex. Cardioflex contains the kind of vitamins and minerals that facilitate the repair of the arteries and the removal of plaque from the arteries. And so Cardioflex constitutes insurance against blocked arteries.
So in today's standard diet that Canadians are eating, I think there's a number of different changes that people need to make in their food. And of course, because we've taken out so many nutrients like fats over the years, or if people were eating fat, they weren't necessarily eating the right kind of fat.
You know, I've realized the importance of fat in health and how good fats can really change your overall health. So I'm a big supporter of using fish oils and omega-3s.
My whole concept with the full fat solution is to educate everybody on how important good fats are. So this is Celicious. This is my original product in my line of healthy omegas. This is my favorite flavor. It's the tropical colada, and the reason I love it most is because it reminds me of Maui. It reminds me of Hawaii, which is my favorite place in the world, and it tastes and smells delicious. And 1 teaspoon a day gives you 1,500 milligrams omega-3, so I highly recommend this product for everyone.
Magnesium is a very important mineral. It does a lot of things in the human body. The simplest way to explain magnesium is that it is the body's perhaps most important natural relaxant. It helps relax your muscles, it helps relax the nervous system, and as a result of that, you feel relaxed, at ease, and healthy. The best forms of magnesium are based on the body's ability to absorb magnesium, and that depends on the ability of the body to release magnesium from the atom or molecule it's attached to. Magnesium comes bound to other molecules and atoms, such as citrates and carbonates and glycinates. And so the easier it is to release that magnesium to make it available for absorption, the better the form of magnesium. As such, some of the best forms of magnesium then include magnesium chloride, magnesium glycinate, and perhaps the most ideal is when magnesium is not bound to anything, which is liquid ionic magnesium.
Well, inflammation is at the root of just about every chronic condition. I don't care what it is, whether you have cancer, neurological diseases, arthritis, cardiovascular disease, whatever it may be, the process that produces the symptoms is called inflammation. So if you can control or reduce the inflammatory response that people have, you can reverse many of these chronic inflammatory diseases.
Curcumin is the yellow pigmented turmeric that's been the subject of over 5,000 scientific investigations over the last 20 years.
Curcumin has been shown to help over 200 different conditions, including cancer and arthritis and dermatitis, anything that's involved with the inflammatory process.
Coenzyme Q10 is a substance the body produces that participates in the production of energy in the body, energy to sustain life. Coenzyme Q10 is important for energy production, and there's a lot of coenzyme Q10 in your muscles. You move your muscles all the time. You need a lot of energy to move your muscles all the time. And so there's a lot of coenzyme Q10 in your muscles. Now, your heart is your most important muscle. And so it too contains large amounts of coenzyme Q10. When coenzyme Q10 levels diminish in your muscles, it becomes weaker, and people may be even more prone to developing congestive heart failure.
Well, serrapeptase is an enzyme that's derived from the silkworm, and it has very potent proteolytic properties. In other words, it will help digest protein a lot better. It seems to also help digest a lot of the inflammatory proteins in the blood that lead to chronic pain and chronic swelling and so on. I've used it for helping clear out some of the sludge from arteries, get rid of dead tissue and plaque from the coronary arteries. I've seen some amazing results in people. I had one gentleman, for example, who about 2 or 3 years ago started taking it for blockages in his carotid arteries, and we did Doppler ultrasound studies before, and he had like a 70% occlusion in his carotid arteries, and he started taking serrapeptase. Within 3 months the occlusions were completely gone. So I know for a fact that when we do before and after studies on people with blockages in arteries, for example, it helps clear it up. So serrapeptase is one of my mainstays in helping people overcome chronic inflammation, chronic obstructions.